Come for the greatest global gathering in history, with countries from all over the world. Discover the world's most inventive ideas. See devices that extract water from air, concrete that generates solar power, and the most sensitive radio telescope ever made. Marvel at the world's most inspiring architecture. Step into structures that produce electricity, spaces that change shape, and buildings that send messages to space. Connect with local and global experts, partners, and investors. Join business forums. Participate in thought leadership discussions. Be part of solving today's challenges. Experience the world's greatest entertainment with local and international stars, live concerts, and colorful parades. Take in inspirational art, sample exotic cuisines, and witness more than 190 countries and cultures come together in one place. Join the making of a new world. Expo 2020 Dubai.
Malo e lau maari hou eiki mo lelei ai tonga mo e vulang kotoa tale tale leliki mo tolu ki tau polokalama TALANOA o Houani me homo le tio pe mo televisione Pasifika me Brisbane I Australia. Organic luxury skincare. Now that's proudly Australian owned and made using the finest ingredients from our Pacific Island kingdom of Tonga. FENIU has taken the world by storm with a unique range of products that are dubbed simple, natural and beautiful. Now the face behind the product is Sydney Tongan entrepreneur Mele Oliveti, who joins us for TALANOA to share her vision and exciting partnership to showcase her products at the Tongan Pavilion at World Expo 2020 in Dubai. Mele from Navutoka, thank you so much for joining us here on TALANOA at Pasifika TV and Radio. First and foremost, could you start by introducing yourself, letting us know a little bit about yourself and where you herald from in the Kingdom of Tonga?
Thank you so much for having me, Suli. My name is Mele Oliveti. I hail from the villages of Kolomotua, Faleloa, Hapai, and Navutoka.
Beautiful. And you're currently located in Sydney in Australia, in the town of lockdown at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, currently here in Sydney, Australia. We've been on lockdown. I think it's about, I've lost count of the weeks, so it's about 3-4 months now that we've been on a strict lockdown because of COVID.
Yeah, definitely. We feel we feel the pain of our neighbours in Sydney and also in Melbourne and Canberra with the lockdown, particularly Sydney's had a very long lockdown. Now, Fenu is taking our traditional Tongan uhi or sandalwood to the world, creating solace for beauty consumers. Could you share a little bit about the concept of Fenu and how it all evolved?
Yes, interesting story. I mean, being of Tongan descent, my parents migrating here in the sort of 70s, 80s, I've grown up in the household only using the lolotonga, the coconut oil. So as I have gotten older and had my own family, I found it to be a challenge to get this oil for myself. So I was always stealing my mum's oil. And so the questions sort of went from there. But in about 2017, I started going to Tonga and looking for people who were making the oil, because the idea was to bring coconut oil here to Australia, and I wanted to make it readily available, mostly for women and people who are my generation, who may not have like a connection back to Tonga, who are able to get this for them. So that's where the vision sort of stemmed from, the want and the need for the coconut oil for myself. And I just really love and believe in the properties of natural products for your skin. I think it's the best for you. I started using it during my pregnancies and for my children. And there's just that level of trust that you have for your organic products that come from Tonga. So the inspiration behind the ahi, I know that I have read it in history books that ahi is an oil, a premium oil that was only used to anoint the heads of the kings back in the days. So it started from me reading history books, and I know that it's not an ingredient that is not usually used these days in oils. So it became a challenge for me because I wanted to launch this brand on a premium level, and I wanted to come out with a point of difference. I wanted a heritage product, and I really wanted to showcase my brand with something unique and something new to offer to the world and the beauty industry.
I like how you mentioned there about premium presentation and bringing some unique heritage to the market. Now, I've seen your launch online. I've actually also with firsthand experienced your product as well. It's really, really premium. It is so gorgeous how you've taken something that's traditional in Tonga and presented it in such a contemporary way that's so attractive to the international market. Did you want to share a little bit about that, how you came to the concept? Because there'll be some shots that viewers will be able to see while we're chatting today. But talk us a little bit about where we've gone from a traditional product to now presenting it in something that's very, very attractive to an international global market.
Sure. So I come from a background of product development. So branding, I've worked for head offices in the retail industry for Big W, Woolies head office, and I understand the market. So it's very important for me to, when deciding to do this, I wanted to do something well. I noticed that there was a gap in the market, that there wasn't any premium products coming out of the Pacifica. So yeah, it was more so a lot of research, and we engaged with some really amazing manufacturers here in Australia, cosmetic scientists who actually put formulations behind skincare that actually works. So although Tonga loves the coconut oil, there has been a lot of research to go into the manufacturing of our products. So we fused it together with Western ingredients that are very effective and adds more sort of, it just adds more of a results-based driven skincare line. So we've added vitamin E, macadamia nut seed oil, we've added avocado oil, so things that we aren't able to get in Tonga. I wanted to sort of fuse a heritage product with modern day science and offer that to the market, because we sort of have to be able to provide a skincare that actually works if we were a skincare brand. So I'm really proud of what we've been able to come up with. And a lot of people don't know that coconut oil has a lot of saturated fats in it, and we've been able to extract the saturated fats, which gives us MCT oil, which is a lot more better for the skin. It absorbs in the skin, and that's what you want, instead of the sort of oil sitting on top of the skin, which I think a lot of Tongans think that the more oilier it is, the more better for your skin it is, but it does tend to clog pores. And it's more about education. It's about evolving and using modern day science and the knowledge to give an offering to the world.
That's fantastic. Now, I know that you've teamed up with a youth organisation in Tonga. I think I saw that on your website. So there's a link there, I guess, in terms of sourcing the sandalwood and the coconut oils and so on. Did you want to elaborate a little bit about the link to Tonga and from the sourcing side over in the kingdom?
Yes, so one thing about me is I usually go on gut instinct. I have a long connection to the youth because of my dad and his role in ministry. I've always been surrounded by youth. I believe it's been a passion of mine. And I just became fortunate in going over to Tonga, and on my journey to finding a manufacturer, I have come across this youth organisation, the Tongan Youth Congress, which is in Tonga. And I really love their initiatives. I connected a lot with the youth over there, and I really wanted to support them. So working together with them, they were already producing vanilla. They had a lot of other different oils. They just produced like the normal coconut oil, but I was able to work with some of the youth there with my request for ahi oil, which is very hard to get. It is a tree part. There is a part in the tree. It takes a very long time to grow. So we went through a few processes where they were trying to help me revive the ahi oil. Over 2 days, a couple of the boys would sit there and haka the ahi in a pot, and it would be a long process of extracting that oil. So I think it's been a journey for me and the Youth Congress in creating this product, this oil, and I just love learning. I love learning more about it, and I like seeing the youth and their passion, and it is a vision for me to continue my support for the Youth Congress and hopefully be able to have a long-standing relationship with them where I'm able to create the brand to a level that we're able to keep a consistent flow of support for this Youth Congress.
So good. And I know that around the world, there's definitely perhaps you could call it a renaissance of organic products and the use of organic products now, getting back to nature and so on. Your product is going to be one of the feature products at the Tongan Pavilion at World Expo 2020 in Dubai, apart from the fact it's going to expose it to many countries, particularly the very wealthy Middle East. But just in terms of your global market, and before we go into Expo, I suppose, where are your customers or your clientele coming from, apart from, say, Australia and Tonga? If we were to go sort of more broader, where are some of the clients or consumers that you're dealing with purchasing from? What countries?
We're getting a lot of orders from New Zealand, America, Europe. We're getting a lot of orders from countries that I never thought would hear about Fenu, places like Greece, Malta, Germany. And it was the vision sort of was to reach these places and get Tongan coconut oil over to these European countries. And I really, with creating the brand, I really wanted to have a beautiful branding to share this story about where our resources come from and have something represent Tonga and the Pacifica in that way. So at the moment, we're just selling direct to consumer online, but with the help, and we've been very fortunate to be asked to be part of the World Expo in Dubai, which will definitely expose us to more opportunities. And being a startup business and only having launched 1 year, this is it's unreal for us, but we're grateful for the opportunity. We want to put our best foot forward, and we have a whole team behind us that's helping us get ready for this opportunity.
And having had a discussion recently with the Commissioner General of Tonga at World Expo 2020 in Dubai, His Excellency Ambassador Akau Ola, very, very keen as part of the vision for Expo to showcase the best of our Tongan products internationally and from the diaspora as well. Tell us a little bit about the journey of how did Fenu end up making it onto the display at Dubai Expo 2020?
Yes, I think I got a tip. I got a tip off a phone call from the embassy in Canberra to say, because we were fortunate to receive an invitation from Her Royal Highness Ladulfo Ibeka to go to Canberra and meet with her and share our Fenu story. So I think just from that exposure, the embassies were able to see that meeting, and were able to see the branding and the product. And from my understanding, Dubai reached out to the office in Canberra and were inquiring about our brand. They loved the look of it. They felt like it fit. It would do well in what they were preparing to do for the World Expo. So Sue Agawola and His Excellency Agawola has been really lovely in dealing with me in trying to get these products over to Dubai. So yeah, obviously with the COVID and the lockdown for the World Expo, it was delayed for another year, and that's in our favor because now we're at a point where we're ready to showcase with them on this level. So very exciting times.
Definitely. And what are some of your aspirations in terms of Expo 2020? I mean, I know it's a global pandemic. We do hope that borders will be open, not only in Australia, but also globally, so more visitors can go through the Expo site. The Tongan Pavilion itself is situated very central on the Expo site, very close to the to the centre of where everything will be happening, entertainment-wise, etc. But do you have some personal goals of what you'd like to see achieved by your product being on display at the Tongan Pavilion?
Absolutely, we do. I think we've known now since late last year that this was possible. So some strategy has gone into place in organising, since our products will be on display to collect leads and to make some deals and hopefully see Fenu on the shelves of luxury stores all over, different parts of the world. So we have the help of Australia Trade as well. So the the trade commissioners that represent Sydney, Australia, who are over in Dubai, are lining up some connections and networks and meetings for us over there. So, I mean, amazing opportunities, like I said once before. I think for us more so the issue has been for us being present, and it's really important for us to have people on the ground. But I'm very grateful to have the support of His Excellency High Commissioner Agawola and Sue, who are also planning the same thing because they really believe in the brand and the product, and they really want to see the brand represent Tonga in the European market, in the sort of the Middle Eastern market over there. I think it's very exciting times. So we're very open-minded, and there is still expected to be 25 million people who walk through the expo. So it's exposure on another level. So we hope to put our best foot forward and to be prepared for that.
You touched a little bit earlier about having an audience with Her Royal Highness Princess Tuitui, the esteemed High Commissioner of the Kingdom of Tonga at Canberra here in Australia. Did you want to elaborate a little bit about that meeting and how Her Royal Highness received you, that experience of having your product, which I guess began as a dream and a vision and is now coming to fruition, but also to present it to a senior member of our royal family, and then to see where that's the leverage that's come off that, obviously leading to Dubai and other opportunities. But tell us a little bit about that experience.
I mean, I don't think there's enough words to describe the actual feeling and atmosphere. I think it's something that I keep very close to my heart, that experience. Her Royal Highness Angelica Latufui-Peka was very gracious to extend the invite to myself to come and meet with her and to share the story. And, being brought up here in Australia, it's like a whole new world I had to learn. But, my mum was very adamant that I was sticking to protocol and being very, very respectful. And it's something that I value about our culture, and it's something that I was very excited to share with my generation. The support that comes from Tonga, the support that comes from the royal family, and I shared the journey with her, and she shared with me that she had watched the launch online, and we just had a really lovely conversation as women, as Tongan women, as business women, and there was a lot to share, and the stories that she was able to share with me about the history of Tongan oil and advice that she gave me. But a lot of it I like to keep to myself and share with my kids, and I'm just ever so grateful for that opportunity, and I will never downplay that opportunity to meet with Her Royal Highness Angelica.
Fabulous. Coming back to your product for a moment, and I know some of our viewers have seen some of the products showing on the screen, but if you could just talk us through a little bit of your range of products that you have available. I know you have a pack as well that you are distributing. I remember last Christmas we were very blessed to be a recipient of that pack. But if you could just talk us through, for those who may not be aware or across the products, if you could just talk us through, and yeah, this is your chance to do your sales pitch on your product.
Yes. Well, lucky I have one with me. This is our Tongan coconut oil. It is our core range. So we've launched last year in August with our coconut Tongan oil. It is coconut, MCT coconut oil. It has vitamin E, like all the ingredients that I said before. It's a really luxurious product. I think the aim for the range was to have a really clean, luxurious look that could be universal and really do really well in the market. So we launched with the Tongan coconut oil, and there are people in the world that don't like oil, that, you know, we were thinking about the Western market, the Asian market, they don't, they like more of a hydrating cream. So we created a anti-aging hydrating cream. It's an active formulated cream product for the face that has the sort of same ingredients, including the ahi in there. So we have worked really hard and well with our manufacturers to ensure that this was an organic and safe product to use. So that's this product here. And you only just really need the slightest amount, the smallest amount for your face, so it can last you very long. But yes, we've worked very hard with cosmetic scientists to come up with this formulation. So we launched with those two products in August last year. This year we're coming out with two new products, so it's already ready. So we've got a so the ahi was the oil and the coconut that we were bringing from Tonga last year. This year we're bringing over tuitui.
Oh wow!
And mohokoi. So I think I've got a product here that's able to show. It's an oil to foaming cleanser. So like I said, we're a brand that sort of prides ourselves on evolving and bringing something new to the market. So it's actually an oil product that foams up and is able to wash all the dirt. It just completely lifts dirt, makeup, sunscreen off your face. So this has hyaluronic acid. It might sound so scary to people because of the word acid, but it's an actual, it's very good. It activates in the water and it keeps the moisture in the skin. So it's a fantastic product. It's got tuitui, green, grapeseed oil, tea tree oil. And this is a product that I'm very excited to bring out to the market. And lastly, our anti-aging eye serum. It's got active ingredient retinol. And the thing with my social media is I always tell my team that we need to educate people on what these ingredients are. So we bring out posts to specifically say what these ingredients do. So retinol reduces fine lines. This one has a mohokoi oil in it. It's got collagen, 24 karat gold pearl, vitamin E, and moringa oil. So active formulated products to get rid of fine lines and dark spots, a product that I'm very excited to bring to the market. So yeah, these two are our newbies. We're also bringing out a new gift set, which will have all 4 products in it.
Wow.
And we will be launching in the next 2 weeks. So probably in line with the launch of the Expo over in Dubai. So we're working very hard at the moment. Due to lockdown, it's been a bit of a challenge, but we've engaged with a PR agency that's going to help us roll out the new products. So keep your eyes out, watch our follow our social media, and we will announce when these products are available, and they will all be available in Dubai as well.
This is fantastic. I'm very excited because tuitui, mohokoi, ahi, these are household names growing up in Tonga. And to see, I guess you could say in some ways, you've done the hard work by extracting the best of these products and packaging it in a way that it's user-friendly, ready to go off the shelf. And something that the viewers won't be able to experience through our TV screen is the amazing aroma when you open your products. I haven't obviously had a chance to trial the new ones coming out, but the traditional products, when you open it, the smell of ahi, we all know the smell of ahi, but when you smell it, it's like you're opening Tonga right in front of you, because it's just so synonymous with the kingdom when some of these scents that we have. So it's very, very organic. It's very authentic. That's certainly been my experience with it as well. And I love your presentation. Like you mentioned there, your social media campaign, and I might also get you to remind the viewers of your website and where you are on social media before I go in and ask a little bit about your presentations and your launch, because I see I see traditional Tonga but presented in such a modern, contemporary, authentic way. So maybe share your where you are on social media, and then a bit of a segue from there into your launch and your product launches that we've seen online.
Yep. So our social media is Fenu. You can just find, if you type in Fenu into Facebook and Instagram, you'll find us straight away. Our website is www.fenu.com.au. We've done so much work with marketing to sort of pair up to match our product to a premium sort of marketing offering. So through that, we're doing storytelling. It's a depiction of Tonga and being a second generation Australian. It's also fusing together our interpretation of the culture. So like I said previously, it's the storytelling. There's something called K-beauty, which is it's taken the world by storm. It's Korean beauty, but I want to bring to the world tea beauty. I want to bring Tongan beauty to the world. I want to educate them on these hidden secrets of tuitui and mohokoi and all the cinnamoni, all the beautiful oils that we grew up on in the home, and fuse it together with a luxury skincare offering. So find us on social media, follow our page. We love to educate people on the skincare products that we're bringing to the world, but also have an offering of storytelling of where our inspiration comes from.
I saw in your launch as well that you've collaborated in the past with some of our well-known Tongan models as well, presenting the product. So you've made some really strong partnerships there. Would you like to share a little bit about some of those partnerships? I think Tapa from memory was one of the models I've seen in your social media, who's based, I think, in New Zealand from memory. Do you want to share a little bit about some of those partnerships as part of bringing that vision, sharing with them, bringing them on board, and taking us on that journey?
There's so much talent, Suli, in our Pacifica community, especially in our youth generation. I've been very fortunate to connect with models, creatives who do visuals, who do fashion design, who do hair and makeup. It was really important for me to have a team of Pacifica talent, and I've been just really fortunate. I reached out to them individually, one by one, when I thought up this campaign, or if I was to see the girls out and about, I would just go up to them and ask them. And I've been really fortunate that they actually believed in FENU before FENU was anything and said yes to me. When we create our campaigns, I do want to create a family, a community. Back then we had our youth groups, and we had, that was great memories for us. I think as the time is going by, there's not much chance for community to get together. So it's always a fun day for us. Fili Tapa, Diamond Langi. We've been in talks with Pita, who is the flag bearer. I look forward to connecting with the Pacific Islanders and the Tongans in the diaspora to help tell our stories. And there is something about a connection to our kingdom that bonds us and makes it a really great experience. And I think, I think that what we're creating here, I haven't heard any bad sort of experience. Everybody really enjoys the time that we have when we get together and work on FENU campaigns.
You may have touched on it a little bit earlier, but just so the listeners and the viewers are clear about the origin of the name Fenu, because we know you as Mele Oliveti. There's obviously going to be a family link somewhere here with how we come up with the brand name Fenu, which is now going to be international, is an international brand, and is going to go even further with the exposure through Expo. But how did we come to the name Fenu?
The name Fenu is actually part of a name. So the name is actually Mele Fenu, which is my name. So my name is Mele Fenu Olivetti. The name hails from Ha'apai. So Faleloa Ha'apai is where my ancestors come from before they settled in Navutoka. It's a name that's carried down through each generation. So I'm named after my auntie, my father's sister, and she's named after her auntie, and it sort of goes back like that. And I just, when growing up, I didn't like the name Fenu. I always thought, what is this name? I never liked it in school. And my sister used to call me Coconut. She goes, your name is Coconut. And people would ask me what the name Fenu meant. So I never used to sort of own it. But as I'm getting older, I embrace it. I think it's a beautiful identity staple. I'm proud to call this my business Fenu. It's a legacy that represents my ancestors, and it's a legacy that I hope will be able to flow down into the future generations. And maybe Neil is in there because it's meant to be a connection to the coconut. But I own it, and I'm very proud of the connection of my family heritage, the name Fenu, and I think it's representing at the moment and will do well.
The brand Fenu, I mean, you're the face essentially of the brand. However, I know behind the scenes there's probably a lot of supporters, perhaps even investors, because the product we see looks like it's very, very, it looks expensive because it looks so authentic and it's so premium and so on. But from a I guess funding perspective, from a manufacturing perspective, maybe share a little bit with us about the insights of who's behind it. I'm sure there's a family of supporters helping this vision get to where you are and where it is today.
Well, we currently have a team, a business of about 10 employees. So I work together with my business partner, Nader, who believes in my vision. He very much is just supporting from the side, but we have content creators, we have manufacturers, local manufacturers. I mean, a lot of people don't know that their skincare products and a lot of their products come from overseas, but it's something that we've been very proud of to be an Australian-made product. So we have a factory here in Sydney. We're also, because of the 5K lockdown radius, in the last 4 months, we're now opening up another office and warehouse, which is in Silverwater, and that's not far from me. We've got a fantastic team, not only just of employees, but also family and friends who really support our vision. My family play a very crucial part in supporting me as a woman with children and a family. And there's a whole network of help coming in here. It really does take a village, and I'm really fortunate to be surrounded by investors and mentors and talent and knowledge and support through family.
I love that you've touched on there that you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a wife, and amongst not just doing the work, there's a whole other things that you're doing as well on the side, and you wear many different hats. There'll be some young Tongan girls watching today's interview who may have some great innovative ideas, but they might be lacking. There might be a little bit of a gap between how do I get from my innovative idea to being an entrepreneur. What's some advice or some guidance, tips or inspiration you'd like to share with that young girl out there or who is watching this interview right now?
I call them queens with dreams, and I'm so fortunate that I've, had a following of young women who, really support what I'm doing, who are watching what I'm doing and come along with me on this journey. I really encourage women to have that faith and belief that they can do it. I mean, I launched FENU being a single mother with 3 kids. I was working full time and I was doing this at night. So it really comes down to dedication And it really comes down to discipline. It comes down to seeking knowledge, and you are able to do it. I mean, I am a walking testament of this, and I like sharing my journey for that reason. Not every day is easy, but we stay consistent, we keep moving, we forgive ourselves for we're not too hard on ourselves. And like you said, like I am a mother, and that's my sort of first role, first hat. I like the fact that my children are growing up and they're seeing what I'm doing firsthand and learning. They're packing orders, and they're sitting at meetings with me. And I think if there's any advice, I would say if you're wanting to bring a product out into the world, they definitely look into the market, think more broad, don't sort of cap your ideas, always think broad, research the industry, and bring something new to the market. So a point of difference, I can't stress that enough, like really own and be proud about what you're doing, and live it and breathe it and believe in it, and it will come into fruition.
Great advice there. Finally, is there anything additional that you'd like to add, or something you'd like to share, or there's something that we haven't touched on yet to do with your product or upcoming additional range that will be coming online very soon that you'd like to share with the world that's tuning in right now?
We are very excited to be launching the new products. We have a lot of things in the planning at the moment, so I can't give any dates as of yet. I just know that's going to be happening within the next couple of weeks. Because of COVID, everything is changing every day. I'm just really excited to bring out these new products for everyone to try. And I just would like to thank everybody, Suli, for their support. I would like to thank a community that's really lifting this brand. And I would not be able to do it without the support and love of the community. And all of our following is organic at the moment, but they're all Pacifica, like most of them are my Pacifica community. And I'm very grateful for that love and support that's helping us share our stories and make this brand travel throughout, reaching places like Dubai. That would not have been possible without the support and love of the community.
That's fantastic. Look, Mele Oliveti, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us on TALANOA here on Pacifica TV and Radio. We are going to continue watching this brand grow and become a global phenomenon. We are very excited to have a premium Tongan product that is now at the global market. But not only that, but very excited to see its success through the exposure of Expo 2020 in Dubai. And despite the lockdown, despite the barriers and the restrictions that we're living under at the moment, it certainly is not stopping the momentum and the motivation for the great work that you're doing. So on behalf of all of us, and I believe I speak on behalf of our Tongan community as well, in wishing you all the best moving forward, and we'll continue to catch up in the future to see where you're at with Fenu as this just grows and the range extends even further. Malo Alpito.
Alo Alpito. Thank you, Suli. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this time.